Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you are doing good with your work, with your family, and with your studies online. So, with this slide video presentation, I'm going to give you a lesson on a research proposal. How conduct a research proposal, right? So, how many of you have heard a research proposal before? Okay, so some of you say yes, some of you say no, right? So research proposal, that means you propose, you plan in your research, in your research study, right? So what are you going to propose to study, to investigate, so on, right? So now let's go one by one with me. Okay. All right, so overview. So you can see overview here. What is a research proposal? Who can answer this? What is a research proposal? All right. So have you ever proposed a research before? Okay, some of you say yes, some of you say no, right? So if so, how can you propose it? All right. If no, how can you propose it? Okay. So let's go for everyone. All right. Next. Okay, a research proposal is an overall plan, scheme, or structures and strategy designed to obtain answer to a research question or problem that constitute your research projects. So be careful. You have to propose your research study because you want to answer your research questions. Okay, research question. A research proposal should outline the various tasks you plan to undertake to fulfill your research question. So you have to plan material or some settings that in place, or what is your place, hospital, school, industry, company, educational institutions, so on, that you have to plan. And how many people, how many respondents that you want to get the data from, that you plan, you outline. Okay, you outline. Actually, a research proposal's main function is to detail operational plan for obtaining answers to your research question. Operational plan, okay, operational plan. Then like you outline your proposal, like how can you what is your research study or research design, how many participants in your research, and how can you analyze the data, and how can you interpret the data, and how can you code or insert the data. Okay, what literature review should include it, okay, should include it in your research proposal. So that is the outline you should think before you go to the real one, real research. Okay. Next, a research proposal must tell you about your supervisor or review, such as what are you going to propose to do, what are you going to plan to present, and why, and the reason you select and propose the strategies in your research proposal. Okay, so be careful, that's very important. Okay, so let's go to some elements that the researcher should include in the research proposal. Okay, research proposal. Okay, so here is the following information about your research proposal that you should think, that you must think about this. Look at the first one is a statement of objective, right? A statement of objective. What is the statement objective, everyone? Huh? Who can answer this? What is the statement of objective or objective in research? What does it mean by that? Okay. So do you think the research objective or the statement objective in research describe what we expect to achieve by your study or by your project? Do you think so? Yeah, Okay, so a statement of the objective of the study means it describes what you are going to expect to achieve by your study. That is research objective. How about the hypothesis in research? Okay, so a list of hypotheses if you are testing anywhere, any. That means hypothesis in research. So you have to what is the hypothesis in research? Do you think it is a specific, clear, and testable proposition or predictive statement about the possible outcome or possible a result of a scientific research study? Do you think so then? Okay, that is true. That is correct. Hypothesis, that means you plan, you project, you assume, or you make some consumption of your research study. What will happen? What will not happen in your research study? That is your hypothesis. Okay. So again, hypothesis is a specific, clear, and testable proportion or predictive statements in your research. Okay. What you predict in your research proposal. All right, how about setting? Setting, that means place, right? Setting, place. Setting here means place. Which area are you going to collect the data from? Respondents, which area? Phnom Penh City or Kampong Cham province, Kampong Sam province, or remote areas? That is setting. Company, industry, and so on. And that is setting. How about the research instrument? You know, instrument, that means tool, research tool. Okay, what is the research instrument? So be careful with this. You have to think about the research instrument. Okay, all right. Oh, so sorry. One more thing is study design. Yeah, study design. Sorry. So what is the study design or research design? Okay, so do you think research design or study design is a framework or a set of methodology or procedure used to collect and analyze data on variables specified in a particular research problem? Do you think so? That okay, that is true. That is correct. So study design is a framework or a set of methods that you use to collect the data. By interviewing, by observation, by questionnaire, by experiments, by secondary sources. You remember that, the secondary sources? That is a framework or a set of methods or procedure used to collect the data, interpret the data. Okay. Setting already explained. How about the instrument here? Okay, the instruments. So the instrument is a tool used to obtain or measure and analyze data from a subject around the research topic. All right. So you have a research topic, and then you have to create or construct the research instrument by you can use the primary data or primary data collection, or you can use a secondary data collection method. How about the data processing in your research proposal? Data processing. Okay, so not yet. Sample size. What is the sample size in your research proposal? Sample size is a term used in market research for defining a number of participants involved in your research proposal. How many? You can choose 10 respondents or 20 or 50 or 100 respondents for your data collection. That is the sample size. How about the data processing? Data processing is a set of methods that can use to input, to retrieve, to verify, to store, to organize, to analyze or interpret a set of data. Okay, that is the data processing. How about the chapter? Some research proposal, they just outline with chapters. Chapter 1, you are going to give the introduction, or chapter 2 you are going to talk about methodology. Chapter 3 you are going to talk about the data collection method. Chapter 4 you are going to write about the finding and discussion, so on. That is the chapter, okay, the chapters. But some research, yeah, some research proposal, they are not included with the chapters, okay, are not included in chapters. How about the study problem and limitation? So research study, or the study sometime mainly focus on the problem and limitation is very important guideline or roadmap that the researcher cannot specify it. Just wait for the next researcher to find out the some gap from our limitation, because you cannot your research cannot broaden, okay, broaden the result, broaden the finding, broaden contribution, broaden any advantages to society, to stakeholder, so on. You cannot, right? So otherwise the researcher have to write down problem and limitation in your research proposal. And also the time frame. Time frame is a time consuming. Okay, time frame is a time consuming that you can use, that you plan how many months, how many years, how many decades that you can do, that you can achieve your research, right? You have to propose time. You have to propose when you finish your research study. Okay, that is the time frame. All right. Okay. A research proposal should communicate should interact the purpose and plan of the research inside us, in the following ways with this. Enables a researcher to return the proposal for this or his own guidance in decision making at different stages of the research process. Convinces your research supervisor or reviewers that your proposed methodology is good or bad, okay, good quality, validity, reliability, so on. All right. So you have some time to consult with your supervisor or reviewer to look overview, to look through stage by stage, step by step, or eight procedures that you propose in your research proposal. You cannot decide, or you cannot make decision for your own research proposal. You can ask or make appointment with an expert researchers, or the experts proposal writer, okay, research proposal writer, that you can get some ideas from them, okay. So no one is perfect. Keep in mind, no one is perfect. Without asking, without learning. With question, with asking, with learning. Keep in mind with this. Next, you can see here the style and content of research proposal may have difference. Okay, may have differences in terms of institution, in terms of the company, in terms of the industry, in terms of settings, okay, or in terms of the requirements. Your proposal should follow the such guideline and be written in academic style. Okay, you cannot use your own way, but just follow the formal one. Okay, formal guideline. With this you can consult with your supervisor or reviewer. Okay, or the expert. And research proposal must contain appropriate references in the body or text biography at the end. I mean literature review section. So literature review section you have to include in text citation in order to support your perspective, your idea in your research proposal. And then you have to provide some referencing list, as I mentioned earlier slide video presentation about the APA style. Okay. And also you have to hunt for literature review for help. Without reading literature review, it is not good for researcher, for you, because some pieces of information or guideline you can get from the literature review. Literature review is a format, or a format of the research study, or the academic writer always use this as the sample, as the roadmap. Okay, and furthermore, it can give you some idea how to construct or formulate a research objective, formulate research question, and also how to formulate interviewing structure or questionnaire structure, so on. How about the theoretical frameworks for your study? This is very important. When you read literature review, you can see how a good researcher write or come up with the theoretical frameworks with this. So theoretical framework, or we can call it conceptual framework. It is the most important thing, because you just narrow down to the specific frameworks of the previous study, in order to make our research proposal align with. Research proposal tell you some gaps in the research. Tell you some gaps in the research previously. So you have to use this as the as the tool, as the knowledge, as the content for your new research proposal. Okay. So some of the major research findings relating to your topic, research question, literature gaps identified by previous researchers, as I mentioned already with us. Okay, so thank you very much. That's all for this slide video presentation about research proposal part 1. Alright, so you will see the research proposal part 2, some example, how can you propose the research question, how can you propose hypothesis in your research proposal. And okay, so once again, good luck, thank you very much, see you, bye bye.